Welcome to a new episode of United in Strength. Mike here, and welcome to my very first supplement review. Here we're going to talk about supplements I either currently use or used in the past, talk about their amino acid profiles, why I like them so much, and why I, in some cases, don't use them anymore. So today we're going to talk about the pre-workout that made me believe in pre-workouts again after 5 years away from them. Some people call the relationships their ride or die. This was my ride or die. This was my buddy. I was this pre-workout's slave, okay? I was the Mr. Slave to this pre-workout's Mr. Garrison. I'm talking none other than Cellucor C4. C4 was my buddy, okay? So, quick backstory on why this was my buddy for so long. For 5 years, I had not touched a single pre-workout. And I have my reasons why. The last one I used was Super Pump 250 by Caspari Nutrition, the original one. And I'll maybe get into that in another video and article. And I moved to Jersey with my girlfriend, and we started working out together. And by the time she got home, it was pretty late. So while my workouts may have not suffered right away as I had begun Jim Wendler's 531 program, my workouts eventually began to suffer around the Christmas holiday, and I needed something to keep me awake. So after reading many reviews and doing quite a bit of research, I decided to give this a shot. So on one February night in 2016, I tried this on a leg day of all workout days. I tried this on a leg day. And before I took just one scoop, and before I'm even on the main street to get to my gym, that feeling of pins and needles that some people complain about, it hit me, and I loved it. I love that feeling. You people who complain about that, you don't know what you're missing out on. I'm telling you right now. And I'm sweating before I even get to the place. And my 225-pound squat that I can normally do for 5 reps, I think I hit 8 reps that night. My leg press was phenomenal. Everything I did was great, and by the time I was done, I wanted more. Within the next year, my deadlift went up to almost 400 pounds, and my squat last May hit 330 pounds. So this stuff was my buddy. I kneeled at the altar of Cellucor C4. Now let's talk a bit about the supplement facts. One aspect of C4 that persuaded me to want to give it a shot was the profile on the back of the canister. And by the way, this canister is an old version of it. This was from the old 2-pack of 30 servings that Costco used to sell for $40. They now sell one big canister of 90 servings plus a shaker cup for the same price. But we'll talk about why I don't even buy that now, later on. So it has less ingredients. It's not a bare bones profile, but there's less ingredients than even Super Pump 250 had, which is fine because I honestly feel like the Super Pump 250 ingredients, some of them were just a tad unnecessary. And there's a little bit more of a vitamin dosage here than say Super Pump had. You have here 250 milligrams of vitamin C, 500 micrograms of vitamin B6. If you see MCG on the labels, that stands for micrograms. You have 35 micrograms of vitamin B12. You have 20 milligrams of calcium. Niacin. There are 30 milligrams of niacin here, and niacin is essentially vitamin B3. Now, according to Very Well Fit, the proper dosage or the minimum requirement daily for niacin is 16 milligrams. So 30 here, this means that there's 30 here. That means that there's 14 milligrams more than the daily requirement of niacin. Niacin is actually important for general health. It could also lower your cholesterol levels and lower your cardiovascular risks. However, niacin causes the blood vessels underneath your skin to dilate, which means the blood is going to rush a little bit quicker through your body, which can create something called the niacin flush. If you might or might know what I'm talking about, that's when your face turns red from your blood vessels dilating. You'll feel an itch. I've never had my face turn red like an Irish person like that. However, I have had the itch, and when you're sweating and the sweat touches your skin, and it is super sensitive. It is crazy. I have You might have had to like rub your hands through your face quite a few times even after a workout. That was me. 100%. Now, let's talk about something else here. It's called beta-alanine. Beta-alanine is a precursor to a protein called carnosine. Because carnosine is a protein, it can be digested. It can be broken down, excuse me, which is not bad. The problem is it's been proven for its anti-aging benefits as well as its increased energy. And therefore, if it's broken down as carnosine, it's not really useful. So with beta-alanine and the fact that this has 1.6 grams of beta-alanine, you have more energy and it also increases your carnosine production. Now for the sad part of this story, why I stopped using C4. As I became more conscious about profiles and supplement facts and whatnot, I started to look into something called proprietary blends. Now, proprietary blends come in various different names depending on the brand or pre-workout you're using. In C4, it's called the Explosive Energy Blend. And what this does is you'll see the total dosage of everything combined. And maybe you'll see the dosage of 1 or 2 ingredients in this proprietary blend. But you'll never see... You gotta be kidding me. I don't think so. I don't think so. Cut! Sorry for that interruption. My cat wants to be on TV too. At her age, why not? So let's start this again. The proprietary blend will show the dosages of 1 or 2 ingredients, but the others you might not see. And unfortunately, that's because they might be in lower dosages than necessary, which means that they're not very useful. But they don't want you to know that. For example, with this particular proprietary blend, you'll see here that there is 150 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous. You'll see caffeine anhydrous in quite a few things. And I'm probably going to go into reviews of those in the future, by the way. And you'll see that the entire total of the explosive energy blend is 371 milligrams. So you got 370 milligrams, and 150 of those go straight to the caffeine anhydrous. Makes me question everything else. So what is in the seed extract? How many milligrams of T-core tetramethyluric acid are there? How many milligrams of N-acetyl N-tyrosine are there? How many milligrams of velvet bean are there? And are they really necessary? The answer is probably no. And, you know, I like my profile. I like to now know what is in everything. What is in my pre-workout, which we'll discuss in another article, of course. And now for the last part of this, we're going to talk about an argument that's discussed quite a bit lately. The idea of mixing caffeine and creatine. It's talked about a lot. Do you take creatine after your workout, during your workout, before your workout? Should you take it with caffeine? What are the differences? And, you know, I don't know that I can shed any more light on this argument, but I could just give my personal experience and my opinion. Caffeine is a diuretic, which means it's going to draw, no matter how energetic you are, your water excretion will be increased too. Same thing with alcohol. A lot of people and it dehydrates you. Same thing with alcohol. I know this because when I once drank a whole big 40 of Old English when I was 26, all I had to do is run to the toilet, and then I was dehydrated. So that's one thing. Creatine is it's naturally made in your system, and it's arguably the safest of any supplement out there. However, what it does is it draws water into the muscles, so long as you're using plain natural creatine, nothing flavored. So water is being drawn into the muscle, but at the same time, caffeine is drawing it out, which is why some people, by the way, recommend not taking creatine at all until after the workout. Because it's been my experience that for as much as I can praise C4, I cannot begin to tell you how many times I've had to stop what I was doing as I'm get in the middle of a workout or an exercise in between sets so I could go use the bathroom. And what should have lasted 20 to 30 seconds would last me more than a minute. And then I'd go back to, say, my leg press machine, and somebody else has planted all of his bags there and started unloading all my plates, and we had to make a compromise because I was gone for so long because this stuff had to made me have to go. On top of that, it impeded on my daily life. You know, you have a job to do, and when you're working in the school system like I do, you're not supposed to constantly leave your classroom because you have to go to the bathroom. It's a very uncomfortable feeling on the kidneys. Not only is it one of the reasons why I stopped taking creatine, but it's one of the reasons why I chose to permanently stop taking C4. I was suggested to by my girlfriend to see her urologist, but I had a feeling it wasn't something that was like really super dire. I had a feeling that it had to have done with this, and it had to have been all about this right here. So I did some research, and I realized that, as I had said earlier, creatine draws water into the muscles, but caffeine's going to be pulling it all out, and you're going to be excreting it. So therefore, I was pretty much it's a one big contradiction at the end of the day. Some other people may not have this issue, but I had that issue. And after my last competition, the RPS Jersey Rumble in May of 2017, that's when I decided to try something else. And that discomfort I had in my stomach and my kidneys, I've not had it since. So, in conclusion, I'm going to say that if you don't mind taking a pre-workout powder that includes creatine, by all means, go for it. This stuff was amazing for me. The only other complaint that I'm going to mention that I have yet to mention in my article, I might add that in later, is that after a while, I did require more than one scoop, and you're not supposed to take more than one scoop. One recommendation I have is take a third of a scoop, and that way you don't gain too much of a tolerance too quickly. And after a while, you should just stop taking any pre-workout, let your system clean out, and then start over again. As I said, this helped me get a 330-pound deadlift, and I squatted nearly 420 pounds. I didn't, but that was my fault. However, I also prefer to take a pre-workout with a more bare bones profile, something that does not have a proprietary blend, something where I know everything that's in there, all the dosages, and I know that everything is properly dosed correctly, nothing is underdosed. And therefore nothing is left to chance. But that's my 2 cents. If you enjoyed this article, first of all, thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this article, please hit the subscribe button and make sure that you check for more videos to come soon. The link to the article that this is based on will be in the description. Thanks for watching again.
I want to be on TV too.
All right. She wants to be on TV. You are crazy. Stop.